Right now, neighbors in Sun Prairie honor two young boys who drowned out a retention pond earlier this year on what would have been one of the child's 9th birthday. Also, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump are engaging with voters this weekend. Debate talks continue from both parties. And we're following pleasant melodies and jazzy tunes all the way to the 2024 Belleville Music Festival. Take a listen to some of the music at today's event. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Well, it's been a pretty hot and humid day. Hopefully it's cooled off a little bit. That's where we head outside to the weather patio to get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, I see a little bit of glisten on the forehead.
Hey,
how are you feeling?
I try to cover this up with a little bit of makeup. It is hot and humid out at this hour as we're continuing to make our way further into your Saturday. You definitely want the AC on. If you don't have AC, a fan at the very least, because it is going to be a hot and humid evening as we only settle into the upper 60s to low 70s. Severe weather chance as we're waking up on Sunday and then again on Monday into the afternoon hours. After that, we cool on down. Showers and thunderstorms will be moving out of Minnesota overnight and be on our doorstep as we go into the morning hours on Sunday, maybe with some strong wind gusts associated with them, but they're going to be dying out as we go further into the overnight hours. And then we could see some late afternoon, early evening showers and thunderstorms across southern Wisconsin as we look to end your Sunday. But the chance for severe weather really holds off until Monday afternoon with another low pressure system. Strong winds along with minor flooding are going to be our greatest threats, not only Sunday morning, but into Monday as well, followed then by localized large hail and then maybe an isolated weak tornado threat. But in the meantime, we are quiet. Showers beginning to pop up near Wausau. It's going to take some time before we here across southern Wisconsin see any sort of rain activity. So in the meantime, we'll just slowly settle into those upper 60s to low 70s. It's still almost near 80 in Deerfield, Sun Prairie, McFarland. So make sure that you're staying cool tonight. We're tracking cooler temperatures for your next work week in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, sounds good. Thank you. Vice President Harris says she's sticking to the debate scheduled for September 10th with ABC, which Trump agreed to before President Biden exited the race. Harris's campaign says he's now trying to back out. This as she closes in on a decision for her running mate.
2 weeks after stepping into the race, Kamala Harris is preparing for a battleground blitz with her VP pick. It begins Tuesday in Philadelphia. The tour will take the newly minted ticket cross-country through the states that will decide the election. Sources tell CBS News the vice president is meeting with top running mate contenders this weekend as cameras scrutinize all traffic in and out of her official residence. A list that includes Arizona Senator Mark Kelly and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Voters shared what they'd like to see in the choice.
Well, definitely qualifications as well as somebody that she can work with, somebody who's going to be compatible with her agenda.
Today on the campaign trail in Atlanta, Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, rallied the crowd ahead of the former president.
In 93 days, we're going to take back our country.
This week, Trump downplayed the importance of a VP pick. Vance has faced backlash for controversial comments, but that doesn't bother their supporters.
I believe in what Vance has to say.
Now, today there's also debate about a debate between Vice President Harris and former President Trump. Trump, in a social media post overnight, proposed a September 4th debate with Fox News, but Harris said she's sticking with the September 10th debate with ABC that Trump had agreed to previously before President Biden exited the race. I'm Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Trump this afternoon doubled down on his debate proposal for September the 4th with Fox News. In a social media post, he was attacking Harris, saying she's afraid. Her campaign accuses Trump of being the one, quote, running scared, and reiterates that she will be at the ABC debate on September 10th, whether or not he's there. Two more local news. Sun Prairie is pushing for change as they remember brothers 8-year-old Legend and 5-year-old Antoine, who drowned in a retention pond after falling through the ice back in January. Their mother is fighting to make sure this never happens again to anyone. Just days after the brothers' death, the city of Sun Prairie installed a fence around the pond, which had since been taken down. Sun Prairie officials say they are making a way for a long-term solution.
I would love for everybody to come out so we can create safe places for kids and families to live, and I want all of the ponds to be secured so this never happens again to any child. I didn't only lose one child, I lost 2 children.
Earlier today, the mother held an event at the pond in remembrance of the boys and to celebrate what would have been Legend's 9th birthday. A woman accused of poisoning her then husband in 2022 will spend the next 3 years in state prison. Online court records show Amanda Chapin of Monroe is sentenced Friday. She was also sentenced to 3 years of extended supervision. Chapin pleaded no contest in June to 1 felony count of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. She had initially been charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide. The charges came after Chapin's then-husband, Gary Chapin, fell into a coma in August. Blood work showed he had barbiturates in his system. According to a criminal complaint filed in the case, Gary Chapin's son told police that his father, who works as a veterinarian, kept barbiturates at his home for euthanizing animals. Gary eventually awoke from his coma and reportedly told detectives that Amanda had poisoned his morning coffee multiple times between July and August in 2022. Public Health Madison, Dane County announcing Saturday it is looking for information about a cat that bit a person at Mount Horeb on Friday on the 1300th block of Perimeter Road. PHM says the bite occurred when the victim attempted to pick up the cat that was found in their yard. The cat is described as an orange and light-colored domestic short-hair cat and is suspected to be a young adult. The cat is described as wearing a white collar with no tags. PHM says anyone with information about the incident should call the police and fire dispatcher at 608-255-2345 and ask for an animal services officer. If you were in the downtown area of Middleton and you saw tons of yellow, don't be alarmed. After all, it's the 34th annual Mustard Day Festival in downtown Middleton, where there's yellow pretty much everywhere. National Mustard Day is the biggest fundraising event of the year for the nonprofit National Mustard Museum. All proceeds from the event goes towards the museum itself.
We've got mustard ice cream here. We've got a lot of games for children of all ages. So it's just a big festival.
Mustard ice cream, I'm not too sure about that one, but the festival will run next year during the first week of August. For more information, you can check out their website at www.mustardmuseum.org. It's time to break out the lawn chairs because music is in the air for the 2024 Belleville Music Festival. Community Park in Belleville was filled with family fun as bands took to the stage. The event, free to the public, featured 4 talented bands and musical guests.
There's a lot going on in Belleville today, so we're doing a large music festival down here in conjunction with 10 Junk Mile, and we've got racers from all over the world that come in.
The bands performed that were there were the Wando Band, the Eric Nosefinger Band, the Mark Croft Band, and the Willie Porter Band. Tonight, there are mounting fears that Israel's long-running hostilities between Iran and its allies could intensify into a wider war after the assassinations of senior Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. CBS's Deborah Pata reports from Jerusalem that the United States is also responding.
With the funeral rituals for Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh now over, the explosive fallout of his assassination in Tehran has left a region on edge. Security experts here fear an Iranian attack could include its proxies and be far harsher than the strike in April, when the US and its allies helped down nearly all of the more than 300 missiles and drones fired at Israel. Iran could also potentially attack Israeli assets abroad. While all sides insist they don't want this shadow conflict to escalate into open war, the potential for a fatal error is high.
I think both sides, on the one hand, do not want things to get out of control. On the other hand, both sides do not want to be the one that takes the step back.
The problem is that each side pushes on the assumption that the other doesn't want an all-out war.
Right.
Until...
But yes, it could happen, again, if something gets out of control, like an Iranian, like a Hezbollah attack in Tel Aviv, you know, causes tens of dead.
As the world's attention is focused on Iran's next move, Palestinians in Gaza believe Haniyeh's assassination will only lead to more deaths and more injuries. At this hospital, little Mohammed Al-Gandour is trying to be brave. His sister Maisa is too weak to talk, and little Yara is in so much pain. I thought we were going to die, Yara says. And my mum said, then I will die with you. The siblings were all badly injured when a tank fired into the building they were sheltering in. Their father tries to comfort and soothe them, wishing he could take their pain and nightmares away.
The U.S. has ordered additional combat aircraft and warships to the Middle East as hostilities between Iran and Israel stoke fears of a wider war. Deborah Patter, CBS News, East Jerusalem.
And coming up next on News 3 Now at 10, wildfires rage in on the western part of the country, how crews are dealing with the blaze. And Blaze Keller returns with a complete check of your First Warn forecast when we return.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You can visibly eliminate wrinkles and under eye bags in 10 minutes with results that last up to 10 hours without needles and without surgery. Plexiderm does it for only $14.95. Visit plexidermtrial.com.
I'm so happy I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Empire's quality and customer service were absolutely amazing. The installers were so conscientious. I have and I will continue to recommend Empire.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
After driving cattle in the 1880s, hitting the hay could be a literal experience. But some lucky cowpokes got to sack out in a brand new Sealy mattress. And after 140 years, Sealy is still delivering a great night's sleep. That's why Denver Mattress is proud to offer the Sealy Posturepedic Plus Hybrid. With cool-to-touch covers, body-hugging memory foams, and motion-reducing coils, you'll sleep cooler and more comfortably all night long. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Sealy.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
It's a tough weekend for firefighters across the West. There are 94 large wildfires burning, 28 of those with active evacuation orders. One of the biggest is in California, as CBS's Elise Preston is in Los Angeles with more on the fire threat.
An explosive and exhausting start to the 2024 fire season with no relief in sight for the nearly 30,000 firefighters battling massive wildfires across the country. In Northern California, the massive park fire near Chico has grown to more than 400,000 acres to become the fourth largest wildfire in the state's history, burning now for over a week. In Colorado, crews are making aerial and ground attacks on multiple wildfires, including the Quarry Fire south of Denver, which may have been deliberately set.
It's almost surreal.
115 active fires in Oregon have burned more than 2,000 square miles. So far this year, flames have scorched more than 4.5 million acres nationwide. That's about 7,000 square miles. Where there is fire, there is smoke. The wildfires are creating unhealthy air, blanketing 8 states and traveling as far east as the Dakotas. At this accelerated pace, experts worry the high number of wildfires could eventually strain critical resources, including crews and equipment.
It's tough work, and that's why we had 4 firefighters yesterday go down with heat exhaustion.
Elise Preston, CBS News.
The heat wave is drying out many plants, creating fuel for the flames and increasing fire risk. Experts fear August could be a devastating month for more wildfires. And now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, how much longer is this heat going to stick around?
You know, we've got about one more day here in southern Wisconsin. Then we say goodbye to the heat and humidity, but we do have to move through at least 2 chances for not only showers and thunderstorms, but maybe an isolated thunderstorm or 2 as well. That's going to start for your Sunday and then continue into Monday as well. We're quiet for the most part across southern Wisconsin as we make our way closer to the 10:30 time frame. We have to look well off to our north and west to find any shower and even thunderstorm activity. Most of the thunderstorm activity is actually just beginning to move into Minneapolis, so the leading edge of that shower activity is about 75 miles to the north and west of La Crosse. Just to paint a picture of how far from us that rain activity is and how long it's going to take before we see it, which is going to be past the midnight hour, well past the midnight hour. As we go into maybe the early to mid-morning hours on Sunday, we then get affected by the rain. So in the meantime, our temperatures upper 60s around the Dells into Camp Douglas to the mid 70s in Madison. Monroe, we're at 76, still at 77 in McFarland, 71 in Sauk City, Cross Plains. We're at 72 in Perry. It's going to be a hot and humid night as we only settle into the upper 60s to low 70s as cloud cover slowly increases as that shower and thunderstorm activity moves out of Minnesota and then pushes into parts of Wisconsin. Mainly northwestern portions, Juneau, Adams County, Vernon County, Sauk County, maybe Richland County too, getting some of that activity between 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some of these could be severe, but they'll be dying out as they move out of Minnesota overnight into the morning hours on Sunday. It's activity that could redevelop here across southwestern portions of the viewing area into Sunday afternoon. Again, maybe posing a severe weather threat. We're looking at strong wind gusts and maybe some hail as the main threats, not only Sunday, but into Monday as well. A low pressure system is going to come off the Rockies, while a lot of that soaking rain is going to stay well off to our north. Wherever that warm front eventually settles, that's where we could see some severe weather as we go into your Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday, we wrap up that shower and thunderstorm activity through the morning hours. There is that threat on Sunday. This is in the morning and then into the afternoon. And then Monday, it's mainly across the state line there. Again, strong winds as well as minor flooding are main threats, but we can't rule out maybe some large hail localized. And then we'll always keep an eye out for an isolated weak tornado threat as well. Make sure you're staying with News 3 Now. We'll keep you guys updated during the morning hours tomorrow and then into the afternoon as well. But you're seeing it there on your 10-day forecast. We go from the upper 80s tomorrow to the low 80s on Monday, and then we're back into the 70s Tuesday, all the way through that following weekend.
Definitely looking forward to some of those cooler temps. Thank you, Blaze. Stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. It is hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can find it and download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. And coming up in sports, it is Packers Family Night. Andrew brings you the best of the best from Lambeau next on News 3 Now.
School of Martinsburg, Iowa, kind of a small town, but a high school program.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Grab your sunglasses and enjoy the journey of pure excitement. It's the Summer Vibes and Catch and Rides giveaways at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, with a chance to win on August 10th a Barletta pontoon boat and on August 24th a Chevy Traverse. In additional for both dates, a $5,000 and $2,500 cash winner. All entries earned will be eligible for all Summer Vibes and Catch and Rides drawings. Your fun in the sun starts at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, like the Built Wild Bronco family, with a deal you just can't miss. Your biggest adventures are waiting. So make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. I want that. Make it a lease on a new Ford Bronco Sport for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Want to instantly look more attractive, years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. It's time you discovered Power Swabs. Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first 5-minute application. Better yet, after a week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Go online to receive 50% off. You'll also receive the Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. Plus, get free shipping.
Since Gruber Law Offices started in the 80s, we've been cheering on the true champions of Milwaukee, you and yours. We've helped thousands of injured victims get the compensation they deserve, celebrated our sports teams through ups and downs, and connected in the community by working together to make things better. We've been on this path together for 35 plus years. Our slogan says it all. Let's keep rising together.
Morgan Murphy Media's Madison area affiliates are expanding our community outreach efforts to attract a more diverse pool of candidates to fill current and future job vacancies. Your local organization is encouraged to assist in this effort by referring qualified applicants. If you wish to be notified of employment opportunities at Morgan Murphy Media, please contact the Director of Human Resources in writing or via email, or check current job listings by logging on to channel3000.com/jobs.
Tonight is Packers family night, and Lambeau was filled with more than 60,000 cheeseheads, not for a regular season game or even a preseason game, but for an open practice. Packers fans are just one of a kind, and of course, the Pack were going to show out. The richest man in the land, Jordan Love, was putting on a show for the Packer faithful, and if these throws are a sign of things to come, the NFL better just watch out. There is nothing like Lambeau, especially for family night, and the green and gold are fired up for year 2 of the Love era. Brewers have been hot. They are just 3 games back from the best record in the National League. Didn't start well, though. 7th inning, and the Crew trailing 6-1, but there goes Rhys Hoskins, his team leading 19th homer of the year. He's been stellar in his first season in Milwaukee. Cuts back the Nationals' lead, but the comeback effort would fall short. Crew lose 6-4. The Mallards up in Wausau for a critical series with the Woodchucks, and Corbin Dickerson hits one all the way almost to Green Bay. Talk about a towering home run. The Mallards go on to win it by a final score of 6-3, their 10th W in their last 12 games. And at this point, you can just about guarantee that they are playoff bound. 28. Taking a step back, let's look at it from a wide view. And the U.S. now have 20 more total medals than any other country after a historic day. Jalen, the states won 17 medals today, their most in a single day since Seoul in 1988. That is quite the day for the Stars and Stripes.
The thing that I love about the Olympics is how, prideful and patriotic people become. My mother, she texted me last week about the U.S. men's gymnastics team winning their first medal as a team in 16 years. It was like 9 o'clock at night. Never really hear from her when it comes to sports. She's like, I'm over here crying right now. I can't believe this happened. But it just shows just how much people love the Olympics, love cheering on the U.S.
And it's the best thing about sports as a whole is that it brings everybody together. But it feels like in the Olympics, that's kind of just taken to another level. And that's why we love watching them so much.
Absolutely. Lots of stuff going on. U.S. men's basketball, U.S. women's basketball, track and field. So it's not over just yet.
And that means many more golds to come, at least we hope.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, sounds good, Andrew. A final check of your first one forecast is coming up when we return.
I'm running to fight for an America where the economy works for working people, where you only have to work one job to pay the bills, and where hard work is rewarded, where reproductive rights are not just protected by the Constitution of the United States, but guaranteed in every state, because that's our America. And that's the America I believe in.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Denver Mattress has always believed in investing right here with American-made mattresses built with unrivaled quality and sold at factory direct prices, because improving your sleep life should always be easy and affordable. And during the anniversary 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Get up to $300 off our Doctor's Choice lineup, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
We went with the website nuts.com because nuts and dried fruit and pretzels and trail mix and gummies and chocolate and espresso beans and malted milk balls and crackers and popcorn and sesame sticks and veggie chips and energy squares and fudge and jelly beans and seeds and rock candy and saltwater taffy and dried berries and fruit leather and bars and jerky and a whole lot more .com was already taken. Get 20% off and free shipping on your first order at nuts.com. Yes, we have more than nuts, but still the website is just nuts.com.
The one thing Kamala Harris has always been: fearless. As a prosecutor, she put murderers and abusers behind bars. As California's Attorney General, she went after the big banks and won $20 billion for homeowners. And as Vice President, she took on the big drug companies to cap the cost of insulin for seniors. Because Kamala Harris has always known who she represents.
This campaign is about who we fight for. We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. Where every senior can retire with dignity. But Donald Trump wants to take our country backward, to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and end the Affordable Care Act. But we are not going back. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today, tailored for your news the way you want it. With a customizable home page and faster page loads, download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Wisconsin Broadcasters. Local, trusted, connected.
So, Andrew, we were just talking about this a little bit off camera before we came on. 2028, flag football is going to be a part of the Olympics.
Yep.
Do you think there's a chance any Packers make it?
I mean, I think that if they want to, there's certainly going to be the opportunity for some of them to. It's going to be really interesting, kind of like we were talking about, how that's going to work. It's going to be during training camp. Can players go out and do it? That's going to be something fun to watch for.
Fingers crossed that they can figure it out. All right, Blaze, it felt a little bit of a blaze today, but what should we expect going into tomorrow?
Scattered showers and thunderstorms during the morning hours. We'll get a brief break and then maybe some afternoon activity as well. Upper 80s to low 90s to end the weekend, and then cooler as we go into next week.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you guys, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.